Hello everyone. Welcome back to Naruto Fix. Today we have another interesting what if Naruto story, which is what if Naruto had the Byakugan and Uzumaki bloodline. Part 1. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Now, without wasting any time, let's begin. The night Naruto Uzumaki was born, something happened that no one in Konoha could have predicted. The Nine Tails attacked the village. Buildings were destroyed. Shinobi fought desperately. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, stood at the center of the disaster with his newborn son in his arms. Naruto. His tiny body was wrapped in a blanket, completely unaware of the chaos surrounding him. Kushina lay nearby, exhausted but still conscious. Minato. Minato looked at her. What is it? Look at him. Minato looked down at Naruto. Kushina smiled weakly. He's beautiful. Minato smiled. He is. Quote. But then something strange happened. Naruto opened his eyes. Minato froze. Kushina's smile disappeared. Naruto's eyes were not blue. They were pale white, almost completely colorless. Kushina stared. Minato. I see it. Naruto blinked. His eyes remained completely white. Minato immediately activated his chakra sensing. What? Kushina looked at him. What is it? Minato's expression became confused. His eyes. Kushina whispered. Byakugan. Silence. The newborn Naruto Uzumaki had awakened the Byakugan. But that wasn't all. The moment Naruto's eyes opened, a powerful chakra wave spread through the room. Kushina's Uzumaki chakra reacted. Minato's eyes widened. His chakra reserves. Kushina smiled. He's an Uzumaki. Minato nodded. But the Byakugan shouldn't have been possible. Naruto wasn't a Hyuga. He had no known Byakugan bloodline. Yet his eyes were unmistakable. Minato stared at his son. How? Kushina shook her head. I don't know. Suddenly, Naruto began crying. The Nine Tails roared outside. The entire building shook. Minato looked at Naruto. Then at Kushina. I have to do this. Kushina understood. Seal it. Minato nodded. He took Naruto into his arms. I'll protect you. The sealing ritual began. Kurama's chakra was divided. Half was sealed into Minato. The other half was sealed inside Naruto. But when the seal completed, something unexpected happened. Naruto's Byakugan activated fully. A strange pattern appeared around his eyes. Minato felt Naruto's chakra surge. The seal didn't simply contain Kurama. It interacted with Naruto's Uzumaki chakra. The newborn's chakra pathways expanded. The Byakugan became stronger. Minato stared. This child. Kushina smiled through her tears. He's going to be special. Minato held Naruto close. I know. Then the Nine Tails attack ended. Minato and Kushina sacrificed themselves. Naruto was left behind. But unlike the original timeline, the elders immediately became interested in his eyes. The Hyuga clan heard the news. A non-Hyuga child had awakened the Byakugan. And that child was the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Hiashi Hyuga personally requested to see him. Hiruzen refused. He's a newborn. Hiashi looked serious. The Byakugan belongs to the Hyuga. Hiruzen's expression hardened. Naruto is an Uzumaki. Hiashi remained silent. Hiruzen continued. And he is the son of the fourth Hokage. Hiashi nodded. But his eyes. We'll discuss that when he's older. The matter was temporarily closed. But the Hyuga clan never forgot. Neither did Danzo. Danzo immediately began investigating Naruto's ancestry. He found something strange. The Uzumaki clan had traveled throughout the world. They had married into many bloodlines. Some records were incomplete. Some were destroyed. Some were deliberately hidden. But one ancient record mentioned something interesting. An Uzumaki branch had once interacted with the Hyuga clan. The relationship had remained secret. Danzo stared at the document. So that's why. But he didn't know the entire truth. Naruto's Byakugan wasn't simply inherited. His Uzumaki chakra had awakened dormant ocular potential. His enormous life force had created something new. A unique combination. The Byakugan of the Hyuga. And the vitality of the Uzumaki. A bloodline no one had ever seen before. 8 years later, Naruto Uzumaki stood in the middle of a training field. He was 8 years old. His blonde hair was messy. His whisker marks were clearly visible. And his pale eyes made every shinobi who saw him uncomfortable. Naruto smiled. Again. Across from him stood Hiashi Hyuga. Hiashi had agreed to personally train Naruto after seeing the boy's potential. Naruto attacked. His Byakugan activated. Veins appeared around his eyes. He could see everything. Every muscle movement. Every chakra pathway. Every tenketsu. Hiashi moved. Naruto followed. Hiashi attacked with gentle fist. Naruto blocked. His Uzumaki strength allowed him to absorb the impact. Hiashi attacked again. Naruto ducked. Then struck. His palm stopped just before Hiashi's chest. Hiashi's eyes widened. Excellent. Naruto smiled. I got you. Hiashi shook his head. You stopped. Naruto laughed. I didn't want to hurt you. Hiashi stared at him. For the first time, he realized something. Naruto wasn't simply copying the Hyuga fighting style. He was adapting it. His Uzumaki chakra gave him far more stamina than a normal Hyuga. He could use gentle fist for much longer. And his Byakugan had extraordinary range. Hiashi asked, how far can you see? Quote, Naruto activated his Byakugan. About 5 kilometers. Hiashi froze. 5. Naruto nodded. Maybe more. Hiashi stared at him. A normal child shouldn't have this range. Even among the Hyuga, it was impressive. Naruto smiled. Is that good? Hiashi nodded. Very. Then Naruto asked, can I learn rotation? Hiashi hesitated. That technique is a secret of the main branch. Naruto looked disappointed. Oh. Hiashi sighed. However, Naruto looked up. I can teach you. Naruto's eyes lit up. Really? Hiashi nodded. Your bloodline is unusual. Naruto smiled. Thank you. From that day forward, Naruto began learning the gentle fist. But he didn't stop there. Because Naruto had another teacher. Jiraiya. Kid. Naruto turned. Jiraiya stood behind him. Come on. Where? Training. Naruto smiled. Again. Jiraiya laughed. You're complaining. Quote. No. Good. Jiraiya threw a kunai. Naruto caught it without looking. Jiraiya froze. Byakugan. Naruto nodded. I can see you. Jiraiya sighed. That's going to make sneaking up on you difficult. Naruto grinned. Very difficult. Jiraiya attacked. Naruto activated Byakugan. The world changed. He could see Jiraiya's chakra network. He could see the chakra gathering in his hands. He could even see the tiny movements of his muscles before he attacked. Naruto dodged. Jiraiya smiled. Your eyes are incredible. Naruto laughed. They're useful. Useful. Jiraiya shook his head. Kid, those eyes could make you one of the strongest shinobi in the world. Naruto's smile faded. Strong enough to become Hokage. Jiraiya smiled. Maybe. Naruto's eyes brightened. Then I'll do it. Jiraiya laughed. That's the spirit. But Jiraiya had noticed something else. Naruto's chakra reserves were enormous. Even without Kurama, they were far above normal. The Uzumaki bloodline had given him tremendous vitality. He could train for hours without exhausting himself. His body recovered incredibly quickly. And when Kurama's chakra began leaking, Naruto's Byakugan changed. The pale eyes became surrounded by a faint golden glow. His vision expanded. His chakra perception became even stronger. Kurama noticed. You can see me. Naruto stood before the enormous fox. Yes. Kurama growled. How? Naruto smiled. My eyes. Kurama stared at him. Interesting. Naruto walked closer. You're Kurama. Yes. You're inside me. Quote. Unfortunately. Naruto laughed. You're funny. Kurama growled. Don't get comfortable. Naruto sat down. Why do you hate humans? Kurama stared. Because humans have always feared me. Naruto looked at him. I don't. Kurama's eyes narrowed. You're a strange child. Naruto smiled. Maybe. Over the years, their relationship slowly changed. Naruto's Byakugan allowed him to see Kurama's chakra more clearly than any previous Jinchuriki. He could see the seal. He could see the chakra chains. He could even identify the points where Kurama's hatred was concentrated. Naruto began understanding him, and Kurama began trusting him. Naruto enters the academy. At age 12, Naruto entered the academy. The classroom became silent. Everyone stared at him. Some were afraid, some were curious, others whispered, "That's the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Look at his eyes." Quote, "He's got the Byakugan. He's not even a Hyuga." Naruto ignored them. He walked to his seat. Then someone sat beside him. Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke looked at Naruto. "Your eyes." Naruto turned. "What about them?" Quote, "They're strange." Naruto smiled. "So are your eyes." Sasuke frowned. "My eyes are normal." Naruto laughed. "I'm joking." Sasuke looked away. Naruto noticed something. Sasuke was quiet, serious, but not lonely yet. His family was still alive. His brother Itachi was still there. Naruto smiled. "Want to train after class?" Sasuke looked at him. "Why? You're strong." Sasuke narrowed his eyes. "You've seen me fight." Quote, "No." "Then how do you know?" Naruto smiled. "I can see your chakra." Sasuke stared. "That's cheating." Naruto laughed. "Maybe." Their rivalry began, and it was unlike anything Konoha had seen. Sasuke had the Sharingan potential. Naruto had the Byakugan. Uchiha versus Uzumaki. Sharingan versus Byakugan. Fire versus wind. Precision versus overwhelming stamina. The academy instructors immediately realized they had two extraordinary students. One day, Iruka announced a sparring exercise. Naruto Uzumaki. Sasuke Uchiha. The classroom erupted. Naruto walked into the training area. Sasuke followed. Iruka raised his hand. "Begin." Sasuke charged. Naruto activated Byakugan. Sasuke threw 3 shuriken. Naruto saw their trajectories. He dodged. Sasuke disappeared. Naruto turned. "Behind me." Sasuke stopped. "What?" Naruto smiled. "I can see you." Sasuke attacked with taijutsu. Naruto blocked. Sasuke punched. Naruto redirected. Sasuke kicked. Naruto ducked. Naruto struck with gentle fist. Sasuke barely escaped. He jumped backward. "What was that?" Quote, "Hyuga technique. You know gentle fist." "Yeah." Sasuke's expression hardened. He charged again. Naruto created shadow clones. Shadow clone jutsu. 5 Narutos appeared. Sasuke destroyed one. Then another. Then another. But Naruto's Byakugan allowed every clone to coordinate perfectly. Sasuke became surrounded. Naruto appeared behind him. "Got you." Sasuke turned. Naruto's palm stopped an inch from his chest. Iruka immediately ended the match. Naruto wins. The class erupted. Sasuke stared at Naruto. "You didn't use the 9 tails." Naruto smiled. "I didn't need to." Sasuke's eyes narrowed. "I'll beat you next time." Quote, Naruto laughed. "I'll be waiting." From that day onward, Sasuke became Naruto's greatest rival. But there was another person watching. Itachi Uchiha. He had heard about Naruto. The strange Uzumaki boy with the Byakugan. He decided to investigate. One evening, Itachi approached Naruto. "Naruto." Naruto turned. "Itachi." Itachi's eyes narrowed. "You know my name." "Everyone does." Itachi smiled slightly. "Your eyes." Naruto activated his Byakugan. "What about them?" "They're not normal." Naruto smiled. "I know." Itachi stared at him. "Do you know where they came from?" Naruto shook his head. "No." Itachi studied him. "Then perhaps you should find out." Quote, Naruto's expression became serious. "Why?" "Because someone may want them." Naruto froze. "Who?" Itachi didn't answer. Instead, he looked toward the shadows. Naruto activated his Byakugan. His vision penetrated the trees. He saw several chakra signatures. "Root." Naruto's expression changed. "Someone is watching me." Itachi nodded. "Yes." Naruto clenched his fist. "Danzo." Itachi looked surprised. "How do you know?" Naruto smiled. "My eyes." Itachi stared. Then Naruto said, "Tell Shisui to be careful." Itachi's expression changed. "Why?" Naruto looked directly at him. "Because someone is planning to take his eye." Itachi froze. Naruto walked away. But Itachi remained standing. For the first time, he wondered. How much did Naruto truly know? The hidden power of the Uzumaki. That night, Naruto visited Orochimaru. Orochimaru was studying an ancient scroll. Naruto entered. I need to ask you something. Orochimaru looked up. Your eyes. Naruto nodded. Yes. Orochimaru smiled. I knew you'd eventually ask. What are they? Orochimaru opened a scroll. Your Byakugan isn't exactly the same as the Hyuga Byakugan. Quote. Naruto frowned. What does that mean? The structure is similar. Then what's different? Orochimaru pointed to a diagram. Your chakra. Naruto stared. Uzumaki chakra. Exactly. Orochimaru explained that the Uzumaki were famous for powerful life force and chakra reserves. But Naruto had something else. His body was reinforcing the Byakugan. His enormous chakra reserves allowed his eyes to operate at a level most Hyuga couldn't maintain. Orochimaru continued. Your eyes consume chakra. Quote. Naruto nodded. But your reserves are so large that you can use them continuously. How strong can they become? Orochimaru smiled. That depends on you. Naruto stared. There is one more thing. What? Quote. Orochimaru handed him another scroll. The Uzumaki were sealing specialists. Naruto nodded. And, you can see chakra pathways with the Byakugan. Naruto's eyes widened. Which means, you could eventually create sealing techniques that target chakra points directly. Quote. Naruto smiled. A combination of sealing and gentle fist. That was something no one had ever attempted. Orochimaru smiled. Exactly. Naruto's imagination exploded. He could create barriers. He could seal chakra. He could disable opponents. He could see Tenketsu. He could use shadow clones. He could use Kurama's chakra. And he had the Uzumaki life force to survive techniques that would destroy ordinary shinobi. Naruto smiled. I know what I want to learn. Orochimaru raised an eyebrow. What? Everything. Orochimaru laughed. That's an ambitious answer. Naruto grinned. I'm going to become Hokage. The day everything changed. Several months later, Naruto was returning home when he sensed something. A strange chakra. Very faint, but familiar. Naruto stopped. His Byakugan activated. His vision penetrated the walls. Someone was standing inside his apartment. Naruto immediately moved. He opened the door. A masked man stood inside. Naruto froze. Who are you? The man turned. One Sharingan glowed beneath the mask. Naruto's Byakugan reacted. For the first time, Naruto's eyes saw something terrifying. The masked man's chakra network was distorted. Space itself seemed to bend around him. Naruto whispered. Space-time ninjutsu. The masked man smiled. You have good eyes. Naruto prepared to attack. Why are you here? Quote. The masked man pointed toward Naruto's stomach. I'm here for the 9 tails. Naruto's expression hardened. You'll have to go through me. The masked man laughed. I was hoping you'd say that. Naruto's Byakugan fully activated. The veins around his eyes appeared. He could see every movement. The masked man disappeared. Naruto turned. He was behind him. Naruto blocked. The masked man's hand passed through his body. Naruto's eyes widened. Intangibility. The masked man smiled. Interesting. Naruto immediately understood. He couldn't physically hit him while he was intangible. So Naruto changed tactics. He created shadow clones. Hundreds. The masked man began phasing through them. But Naruto watched his chakra. He noticed something. Every time the man became tangible, his chakra network changed. A tiny fluctuation. Naruto smiled. I found you. Quote. The masked man froze. Naruto attacked. The masked man became tangible to counter. Naruto's palm struck his shoulder. A gentle fist strike. The masked man staggered. Naruto immediately followed with another. Then another. Then a fourth. The masked man's chakra pathway was disrupted. He couldn't activate his technique properly. His eye widened. Impossible. Naruto smiled. You can't hide from these eyes. The masked man retreated. You'll become troublesome. Naruto stepped forward. Who are you? The man laughed. You'll learn soon enough. He disappeared. Naruto stood alone. His breathing was heavy. Jiraiya arrived seconds later. Naruto. Naruto turned. He's gone. Jiraiya looked around. Who? The masked man. Jiraiya's expression changed. Did you see his eye? Naruto nodded. Sharingan. Jiraiya's face became serious. Then we have a problem. Quote. Naruto looked at him. What? Jiraiya stared toward the place where the masked man had disappeared. That eye belongs to someone who shouldn't be alive. Naruto's Byakugan activated again. He looked toward the horizon. A strange feeling filled him. The masked man wasn't the only threat. Someone else was watching. Someone with a massive chakra presence. Someone Naruto had never met. But his Byakugan could feel the distortion. Naruto clenched his fists. The world around him was changing. And his unique bloodline was attracting enemies who wanted to control it. The Nine Tails. The Uzumaki bloodline. The Byakugan. All three powers existed inside one boy. And Naruto was only beginning to understand what that meant. Because far away, in a hidden cave, a man with long black hair opened his eyes. Madara Uchiha. Beside him stood Zetsu. Madara looked toward Konoha. The boy has awakened his eyes. Zetsu nodded. Yes. Madara smiled. Then the plan must change. What plan? Madara's Sharingan glowed. The Nine Tails was supposed to be the key. He paused. But now. Quote. His smile widened. The Byakugan may be even more useful. Back in Konoha, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument. The wind blew through his hair. He looked at the village. He didn't know what Madara was planning. He didn't know who the masked man really was. He didn't know why his Byakugan had appeared. But he knew one thing. He would uncover the truth. And he would become strong enough to protect everyone he loved. Naruto closed his eyes. Kurama's voice echoed inside him. Naruto. Yeah, your eyes are changing. Naruto opened them. The Byakugan activated. But this time, something else appeared. For a brief moment, a faint golden ring formed around his pupils. Kurama stared. I've never seen that before. Naruto looked at his reflection in the window. What is happening to me? Kurama's expression became serious. I don't know. Then a mysterious voice echoed from deep within Naruto's seal. A voice neither Naruto nor Kurama recognized. The Byakugan is only the beginning. Naruto froze. Kurama stood up. Who are you? The voice laughed. When the Uzumaki blood reaches its full potential. Quote. The darkness inside the seal moved. The eyes will evolve. Naruto's heart began pounding. Into what? The voice whispered. Something even the ancient clans feared. Naruto clenched his fists. Outside, the moon illuminated Konoha. Inside Naruto, a new power had begun to awaken. And the world had no idea what would happen when the Uzumaki bloodline and the Byakugan finally reached their true potential. Naruto stood completely still. The mysterious voice had disappeared. But its words remained inside his mind. The eyes will evolve. Kurama was staring into the darkness beyond the seal. I don't like this. Naruto looked at him. You know something. Quote. No. Then why are you worried? Because I've lived for centuries. Kurama's eyes narrowed. And I've never heard of a Byakugan evolving because of Uzumaki chakra. Naruto looked at his hands. Then I'll find out what it is. Quote. Kurama sighed. Of course you will. Naruto smiled. That's what I do. The next morning, Naruto went straight to the Hyuga compound. Hiashi was waiting for him. You came early. Naruto bowed. I need to ask you something. Quote. Hiashi nodded. What is it? Naruto activated his Byakugan. For a moment, his eyes looked normal. Then a faint golden ring appeared around his pupils. Hiashi's expression changed. Deactivate it. Naruto did. What happened? Hiashi stepped closer. Your eyes. I know. Who else has seen this? Kurama. Hiashi frowned. Anyone else? Orochimaru. Hiashi became silent. Then you need to speak with me before you speak to anyone else. Quote. Naruto nodded. Hiashi led him into a private chamber. An ancient scroll was placed on the table. This was written by one of my ancestors. Naruto opened it. Most of the writing was about the Byakugan. But near the bottom was a strange symbol. Naruto stared at it. This isn't a normal Byakugan. Hiyashi nodded. It speaks of an eye that could see not only chakra. He pointed toward the symbol, but the origin of chakra itself. Quote, Naruto's eyes widened. Origin. The ancient Hyuga believed that the Byakugan had a higher stage. What was it called? Hiyashi shook his head. The name was lost. Naruto continued reading. A sentence caught his attention. When the eye of heaven joins with the blood of life, the sealed path shall open. Naruto looked up. Blood of life. Hiyashi stared at him. The Uzumaki. Naruto became silent. Then this was predicted. Quote, perhaps. Naruto looked at the scroll. Or someone knew it would happen. Hiyashi nodded. That possibility was even more frightening. Naruto rolled up the scroll. I need to tell the others. Hiyashi stopped him. Not yet. Why? Because if Danzo learns about this. Naruto's expression hardened. He'll come after me. Yes. Naruto smiled. Then let him. Hiyashi looked at him. You underestimate him. No. Naruto's Byakugan activated. I've been underestimated my entire life. Hiyashi smiled faintly. You're beginning to sound like an Uzumaki. Naruto laughed. Good. That evening, Naruto returned home. Jiraiya was sitting outside. Where were you? Hyuga compound. Jiraiya raised an eyebrow. Why? Naruto sat beside him. My eyes. Jiraiya became serious. What did you learn? Naruto told him everything. Jiraiya listened carefully. When Naruto finished, he sighed. That's not something we can ignore. I know. We need Orochimaru. Already thought of that. Tsunade walked outside. Why do you two look so serious? Naruto looked at her. My Byakugan might evolve. Tsunade stopped. Into what? We don't know. Tsunade immediately became concerned. Any pain? No. Headaches? No. Vision problems? No. Chakra instability? Naruto shook his head. Tsunade examined his eyes. Everything looks normal. Naruto smiled. Good. Tsunade frowned. Don't smile. Why? Because when Orochimaru says something is interesting, it's usually dangerous. Jiraiya laughed. That's true. A voice came from behind them. I heard that. Orochimaru entered. Naruto smiled. Perfect timing. Orochimaru looked at him. Show me. Naruto activated his Byakugan. Golden rings appeared. Orochimaru's expression became completely serious. Fascinating. Tsunade sighed. Don't say that. Orochimaru ignored her. This isn't an evolution. Naruto frowned. What? Your eye is responding to something. Quote. What? Your chakra. Naruto looked confused. Orochimaru continued. Your Uzumaki bloodline is producing an abnormal amount of yang chakra. Naruto stared. And the Byakugan is adapting to it. Jiraiya frowned. Can that be dangerous? Potentially. Tsunade crossed her arms. How? Orochimaru looked at Naruto. If the eye evolves too quickly, the chakra pathways surrounding it could collapse. Naruto's smile disappeared. Can I prevent that? Yes. How? Control. Naruto nodded. Then teach me. Orochimaru smiled. I was hoping you'd say that. For the next several weeks, Naruto trained under all three Sannin. Jiraiya focused on chakra sensing. Tsunade focused on controlling his physical condition. Orochimaru focused on the Byakugan. Naruto's training became brutal. He would spend hours standing perfectly still. Then fight for hours. Then meditate. Then study sealing. Then practice gentle fist. Then control Kurama's chakra. Every day, his abilities improved. His Byakugan range expanded. 5 kilometers became 8. 8 became 10. He could see through walls. He could track chakra signatures. He could identify clones. He could see the smallest changes in an enemy's chakra network. But the golden rings appeared more frequently. And every time they did, Naruto could see something new. One night, Naruto activated his Byakugan. The world suddenly changed. He could see chakra. But beyond chakra, he saw something else. Threads. Thousands of invisible threads connected every living thing. Naruto stared. What are those? Kurama looked through Naruto's perception. His eyes widened. Naruto. What? Those aren't chakra pathways. Then what are they? Kurama became silent. Their connections. Quote, between people. Between everything. Naruto could see the connection between trees. Between animals. Between shinobi. Between entire villages. Even the earth itself seemed connected. Naruto's breathing became slow. He could see the flow of energy through the world. Then one thread caught his attention. A dark thread. It stretched from Konoha toward the distant horizon. Naruto followed it with his eyes. His vision traveled farther, 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 until he saw a hidden cave. And inside it, a man. Long black hair, red eyes. Madara. Naruto immediately deactivated his Byakugan. He opened his eyes. Madara. Kurama growled. You saw him. Quote, yes. Where? Naruto gave the location. Kurama stared. That should be impossible. Naruto frowned. Why? Your eyes just saw something no normal Byakugan should be able to see. Naruto stood. I'm going. Quote. Kurama shook his head. Not alone. The next morning, Naruto told the Sannin. Jiraiya immediately became serious. You saw Madara. Naruto nodded. With my Byakugan. Orochimaru smiled. Then your new ability may be more significant than we thought. Quote. Tsunade looked at him. You're not suggesting we send a child after Madara. Orochimaru shook his head. No. Jiraiya sighed in relief. We're going together. Tsunade nodded. And Minato. Naruto smiled. Perfect. The group prepared. Minato joined them. Kakashi also came. And surprisingly, Itachi came too. Naruto looked at the group. Everyone. Jiraiya smiled. We're not letting you fight Madara alone. Quote. Naruto laughed. I wasn't planning to. They traveled toward the location Naruto had seen. The journey took several days. During the trip, Itachi walked beside Naruto. Your eyes are different. Naruto smiled. You're the second person to say that. Itachi looked at him. What did you see? Something beyond chakra. Itachi became thoughtful. Could it be connected to the Sage of Six Paths? Naruto stopped. Why would you say that? Quote. Itachi looked toward the sky. The Uchiha have ancient records. About him. Yes. Naruto's eyes widened. What did they say? Itachi hesitated. The sage had two paths. One through the eyes. Quote. Itachi looked at Naruto. And one through the body. Naruto understood. The Uchiha inherited the eyes. Yes. And the Senju inherited the body. Itachi nodded. Naruto stared at his hands. And the Uzumaki. Quote. Itachi smiled slightly. The Uzumaki inherited a powerful life force. Naruto's eyes widened. So, your bloodline may be closer to the sage's physical path than anyone realized. Naruto remained silent. Suddenly, Orochimaru spoke from behind. Which means your Byakugan may be reacting to that inherited power. Naruto turned. Can I reach the sage's level? Orochimaru smiled. Don't ask questions like that. Quote. Why? Because you'll try. Naruto laughed. You're right. They finally reached the cave. Naruto activated his Byakugan. There. Minato raised his hand. Everyone stopped. A massive chakra presence was inside. Jiraiya whispered. Madara. They entered. The cave was enormous. At the center sat Madara. He slowly opened his eyes. So, he smiled. The boy with the strange eyes has arrived. Naruto stepped forward. You knew I was coming. Madara nodded. I knew. Why? Because I've been watching you. Naruto's expression hardened. For how long? Since you were born. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Then you know what I am. Quote. Madara smiled. I know what you could become. Naruto activated his Byakugan. The golden rings appeared. Madara's smile disappeared. For the first time, he looked genuinely surprised. What? His Sharingan activated. Naruto could see it. Madara's chakra. His old body. His connection to Hashirama's cells. The unnatural chakra within him. And then, Naruto saw something behind Madara. A dark figure. Black. Almost invisible. Naruto's eyes widened. Zetsu. Madara's expression changed. You can see him. Naruto pointed. He's behind you. Black Zetsu slowly emerged. His eyes narrowed. This is troublesome. Jiraiya looked at Naruto. What is it? Naruto didn't answer. He was staring at Zetsu. Something about him felt wrong. Not human. Not ordinary chakra. Something ancient. Naruto whispered, "You're hiding something." Zetsu smiled. Perhaps. Naruto's Byakugan intensified. Suddenly, he saw memories. Kagaya, the 10 tails, Hagoromo, Hamura, the creation of chakra, the beginning of everything. Naruto fell to one knee. His head filled with images. Kurama roared, "Stop!" Naruto screamed. The vision disappeared. Minato rushed toward him. Naruto. Naruto looked up. His eyes were glowing. But now, the golden rings had changed. 3 concentric circles surrounded his pupils. Madara stared. "What are those eyes?" Naruto didn't know. Orochimaru whispered, "The evolution has begun." Black Zetsu looked terrified. For the first time in centuries, he felt fear. Because Naruto's new eyes had seen something they were never supposed to see. The truth. Naruto stood slowly. He looked directly at Zetsu. "I know what you're planning." Zetsu froze. Madara turned toward him. "What is he talking about?" Naruto's voice became cold. "You're manipulating everything." Quote. Zetsu's expression changed. Naruto continued. "The Uchiha, the Senju, Madara, Obito, the wars, all of it." Madara stared at Zetsu. "Is this true?" Zetsu remained silent. Naruto stepped forward. "You're not Madara's will." Madara's eyes narrowed. "Then what are you?" Naruto's Byakugan glowed brighter. "You're something much older." Zetsu's smile disappeared. Naruto raised his hand. "And I'm going to expose you." Quote. For the first time, Black Zetsu realized that Naruto's Byakugan was not simply an inherited bloodline. It was becoming something capable of seeing the hidden truth of chakra itself. Madara stood. The cave shook. Enough. His chakra exploded. Boy. His Sharingan became terrifying. "Show me how far those eyes can really see." Naruto smiled. His golden chakra erupted. Gladly. Behind him stood Jiraiya, Tsunade, Orochimaru, Minato, Kakashi, Itachi, and inside him, Kurama opened all 9 of his tails. The battle between Naruto and Madara was about to begin. But this time, Madara wasn't fighting a normal Jinchuriki. He was fighting an Uzumaki with the Byakugan. And Naruto's eyes had just discovered the one secret Madara himself didn't know. Black Zetsu was watching from the shadows. And for the first time, the one who had manipulated the shinobi world for centuries was afraid of a 12-year-old boy. Madara's chakra exploded through the cave. The stone beneath his feet cracked. Dust fell from the ceiling. Naruto stood at the opposite side of the chamber, his Byakugan glowing with those strange golden rings. Jiraiya immediately stepped forward. "Naruto, stay behind us." Naruto shook his head. "No." Tsunade frowned. "Don't be stupid." Naruto looked at Madara. "I'm not fighting him alone." Orochimaru smiled. "That's the correct answer." Minato moved beside Naruto. "You heard him." Madara stared at the group. 4 legends, the 4th Hokage, an Uchiha prodigy. His eyes settled on Naruto. "And the boy who shouldn't possess those eyes." Quote. Naruto smiled. "You're talking too much." Madara laughed. "Still arrogant. I learned from the best." Jiraiya looked offended. "Was that supposed to be me?" Tsunade immediately answered. "Definitely not." Quote. Orochimaru smiled. "Perhaps he meant me." Naruto laughed. Even Madara smiled. Then his expression changed. "Enough." His Sharingan spun. The atmosphere became heavy. "Come." Naruto activated his Byakugan completely. The world became transparent. He could see Madara's chakra flowing through every pathway. He could see the unnatural cells of Hashirama inside his body. He could see the chakra gathered around his eyes. He could see something else. A dark thread. It connected Madara to Black Zetsu. Naruto's eyes narrowed. "There." Madara frowned. "What?" Naruto pointed toward Black Zetsu. "Your connection." Black Zetsu's expression changed. Madara looked toward him. "What connection?" Zetsu remained silent. Naruto smiled. "You don't trust him." Madara stared at Zetsu. "I don't trust anyone." "That's exactly why you're dangerous." Naruto took a step forward. "But you're being manipulated." Madara's eyes narrowed. By whom? Naruto pointed again. Him. Black Zetsu finally spoke. Don't listen to the child. Madara's Sharingan moved toward Zetsu. Naruto smiled. Interesting. Madara looked at him. What? You defended yourself before I even accused you. Zetsu became silent. Jiraiya smiled. Good catch. Madara suddenly disappeared. Naruto's Byakugan tracked him. Right. Minato moved instantly. A kunai clashed with Madara's weapon. The impact sent both backward. Kakashi threw several kunai. Itachi followed with shuriken. Madara deflected everything. Tsunade charged. Madara blocked her punch. The ground exploded beneath them. Tsunade was thrown backward. Naruto appeared beside her. Are you okay? She stood. I'm fine. Naruto smiled. Good. Why? Because I need you. Quote. Tsunade smiled. Then don't disappoint me. She charged again. Jiraiya summoned Gamabunta. The enormous toad filled the chamber. Madara looked upward. Summoning. Jiraiya grinned. That's right. Gamabunta swung his sword. Madara jumped. Naruto appeared in the air. Got you. Rasengan. Madara blocked. Naruto's Rasengan exploded against his defense. Madara was pushed backward. Jiraiya's eyes widened. He's actually keeping up. Quote. Orochimaru smiled. His Byakugan gives him a tremendous advantage. Naruto landed. Madara looked at his arm. A small burn remained. He smiled. Interesting. Naruto wiped his cheek. You're not so invincible. Quote. Madara laughed. You remind me of Hashirama. Naruto froze. You knew him. Of course. Then you know what he believed. Madara's smile disappeared. Peace. Naruto nodded. And you abandoned it. Madara's eyes hardened. Peace is an illusion. No. Naruto looked directly at him. Peace is difficult. He clenched his fist. But that doesn't make it impossible. Madara stared. You sound like Hashirama. Naruto smiled. Maybe that's why you're losing. Madara's chakra surged. Do not compare yourself to him. He slammed his hands together. Wood erupted from the ground. Naruto's eyes widened. Wood release. Massive wooden dragons appeared. Jiraiya shouted. Everyone move. The first dragon attacked. Naruto jumped. The second came from behind. Naruto twisted in the air. His Byakugan saw every movement. He struck the dragon's chakra point. The technique weakened. Orochimaru stared. He's attacking the chakra structure of wood release. Tsunade smiled. That's my student. Naruto landed. Again. Dozens of wooden branches attacked. Naruto created hundreds of shadow clones. The battlefield became chaotic. Every clone activated Byakugan. Madara stared. Thousands of eyes. Naruto smiled. Exactly. The clones surrounded Madara. Each one attacked a different chakra point. Madara's wood release began collapsing. He destroyed dozens of clones. Then hundreds. But more appeared. Naruto jumped above him. 8 trigrams. Madara looked up. 8 trigrams. Naruto spun. 64 palms. His hands moved faster than the eye could follow. Madara blocked. 1, 2, 3, 4. The strikes continued. Madara's chakra pathways were disrupted. His wood release stopped. Naruto landed. Madara stepped backward. For the first time, he was genuinely impressed. Hyuga techniques. Naruto smiled. Mixed with Uzumaki chakra. Madara stared. An unusual combination. Naruto raised his hand. You're next. Madara's eyes changed. Then show me everything. His Susanoo erupted. A gigantic blue warrior filled the chamber. Naruto looked up. That's big. Jiraiya shouted. Naruto. Naruto smiled. I've got an idea. He closed his eyes. Kurama appeared in his mind. Ready. Kurama grinned. Always. Naruto released his chakra. Golden energy exploded outward. A massive fox silhouette formed behind him. The 9 tails. 9 tails swept across the cave. Madara's eyes narrowed. The 9 tails. Quote. Kurama growled. Long time no see. Madara smiled. You still remember me. Kurama's tail slammed into the ground. I remember hating you. Naruto smiled. Then let's give him something new to remember. Quote. Kurama laughed. Now you're talking. Naruto entered a new form. Golden Chakra. Sage Energy. Byakugan. The three powers synchronized. His golden rings became brighter. His vision expanded. He could now see Madara's Susanoo Chakra. Every joint, every connection, every weak point. Naruto raised his hand. That's it. He disappeared. Madara's Susanoo swung its sword. Naruto dodged. The sword passed inches away. Naruto appeared beside the Susanoo's arm. His palm struck. The chakra structure cracked. Madara's eyes widened. What? Naruto struck again. The Susanoo's arm disappeared. Madara jumped backward. Naruto followed. Another strike. The Susanoo cracked further. Madara deactivated it. He landed. Blood appeared at the corner of his mouth. Naruto stood before him. You're powerful. Madara wiped the blood away. But, Naruto smiled. You're fighting the wrong battle. Quote. Madara stared. What does that mean? You think peace comes from controlling everyone. Naruto looked toward Zetsu. But someone is controlling you. Madara's eyes moved toward Zetsu. Black Zetsu stepped backward. Madara noticed. You. Zetsu remained silent. Madara's Sharingan activated. You've been hiding something. Zetsu smiled. Madara, answer me. I serve your will. Naruto laughed. No. Zetsu looked at him. You serve someone else's. Madara's expression became cold. Who? Naruto's eyes suddenly changed. The golden rings expanded. The entire cave seemed to disappear. Naruto saw something. A woman. White skin. Long pale hair. Byakugan-like eyes. A monstrous chakra. Naruto gasped. Who is that? Kurama became silent. Then whispered. Kagaya. Naruto's eyes widened. What? Kurama looked terrified. The ancestor of chakra. Quote. Naruto's vision ended. He opened his eyes. His breathing was heavy. Madara stared. What did you see? Naruto looked at him. Your future. Madara frowned. My future. Naruto nodded. And it isn't what you think. Quote. Black Zetsu suddenly attacked. A black tendril shot toward Naruto. Naruto saw it. He dodged. Jiraiya destroyed it with a Rasengan. Don't touch my student. Zetsu retreated. Orochimaru's eyes narrowed. That creature is becoming desperate. Tsunade nodded. Which means Naruto is right. Madara looked at Zetsu. Explain. Zetsu laughed. You're asking the wrong question. Madara's expression darkened. Then what is the right question? Zetsu smiled. Who created you? Madara froze. Naruto stared. Zetsu continued. Who created the hatred between clans? Madara's Sharingan trembled. Who created the stories of betrayal? Quote. Zetsu's smile widened. Who pushed you toward the infinite Tsukuyomi? Naruto's eyes narrowed. He's revealing himself. Madara suddenly grabbed Zetsu. Speak. Zetsu laughed. You were always useful. Quote. Madara's eyes widened. Useful. Yes. You. Naruto shouted. Madara. Madara turned. Don't kill him. Madara frowned. Why? Because we need answers. Madara looked at Naruto. Then at Zetsu. Slowly. He released him. Zetsu smiled. You think you've won? Naruto shook his head. No. His Byakugan activated. I think we're just getting started. Suddenly, the entire cave shook. A massive chakra wave passed through the earth. Naruto looked upward. What was that? Orochimaru checked the chakra flow. Something has awakened. Jiraiya looked at him. What? Orochimaru's expression became serious. Something underground. The ground cracked. Black chakra began leaking from beneath them. Madara stepped backward. What is this? Naruto's eyes widened. The chakra was connected to the same dark threads he had seen earlier. But this time, there were millions of them. They spread across the world. Konoha, Sunagaker, Kurigakure, Iwagakure, Kumogakure, every village, every shinobi, every living creature. Naruto could see them, all connected, all influenced by something ancient. Naruto whispered, that's the source. Kurama growled, Naruto, what? Don't touch it. Naruto stared. Why? Because whatever you're seeing, Kurama paused, is older than me. Naruto's eyes widened. That was impossible. Kurama was centuries old. If something was older than the Nine Tails, then what was it? A voice echoed through the cave. Finally, Everyone froze. The voice was female, cold, ancient, powerful. Naruto's Byakugan reacted violently. His eyes burned. He grabbed his face. Naruto. Tsunade rushed toward him. Naruto fell to one knee. The voice continued. You have awakened the eye. Naruto looked upward. Who are you? The darkness behind Madara opened. Two pale eyes appeared. Naruto stared. A woman slowly stepped out. Long white hair, pale skin, two horns, an overwhelming chakra. Madara froze. Impossible. Quote. Jiraiya's expression changed. Orochimaru stared in fascination. Tsunade prepared herself. Minato moved in front of Naruto. The woman looked at everyone. Then her eyes settled on Naruto. You carry the blood of those who opposed me. Quote. Naruto stood. Who are you? The woman smiled. I am Kagaya Otsutsuki. The entire chamber went silent. Kurama's eyes widened. Naruto stared at her. The ancestor of chakra. The mother of Hagoromo. The being whose existence should have been thousands of years away. She was standing in front of him. But Naruto noticed something. Her chakra wasn't complete. She was weak. Very weak compared to what the legends described. Naruto understood. She hadn't fully returned. She was using the timeline's instability to manifest. Naruto smiled. You came too early. Kagaya stared at him. What? You aren't fully here. Her expression changed. Naruto's Byakugan saw the truth. You're connected to another dimension. Kagaya's eyes narrowed. You can see it. Yes. Naruto raised his hand. And I can see where the connection is. Kagaya suddenly attacked. A massive bone-like spear formed. Naruto dodged. The attack pierced the cave wall. Minato teleported Naruto away. Don't fight her directly. Naruto nodded. I know. Kagaya opened a portal. A strange landscape appeared. Naruto's Byakugan looked through it. He saw the other dimension. He saw her chakra source. He saw the connection. And then, he saw something impossible. Another chakra signature. Someone else was inside. Naruto's eyes widened. Kagaya. Quote. She turned. Yes. You're not alone. Kagaya's expression changed. Naruto pointed toward the portal. There's someone else in your dimension. Kagaya became silent. For the first time, she looked worried. Naruto smiled. Who is it? Kagaya didn't answer. Madara stared at her. You've been hiding another secret. Kagaya looked at him. You know nothing. Naruto stepped forward. I'll find out. Kagaya's chakra erupted. Then die. The cave disappeared. Everyone was sucked into a dimensional portal. Naruto felt his body falling. He reached toward Minato. Father. Minato grabbed his hand. Jiraiya grabbed Tsunade. Orochimaru grabbed Kakashi. Itachi grabbed a rock. Madara disappeared into another portal. Naruto looked around. Everything was changing. Space. Gravity. Chakra. Then they landed. A massive white desert stretched before them. Kagaya floated above. Naruto stood. His Byakugan activated. He saw thousands of chakra threads. He saw Kagaya's connection to the dimension. But he also saw something else. A sealed chamber beneath the desert. Inside, a person was trapped. Naruto stared. Who are you? A faint voice answered from beneath the ground. Help me. Naruto's eyes widened. Kagaya immediately attacked. Do not listen. Naruto smiled. Now I definitely will. He formed a Rasengan. Golden chakra surrounded it. Sage energy mixed with Kurama's power. His Byakugan glowed brighter. Then Naruto slammed the Rasengan into the ground. Boom. The entire desert shook. A gigantic crack opened. Kagaya's expression changed. Stop. Naruto looked down. Something was awakening beneath the earth. A hand emerged. Then another. A figure slowly climbed out of the sealed chamber. Naruto stared. The figure had pale skin, long silver hair, and eyes that looked strangely familiar. Naruto's heart began pounding. The figure looked directly at him. You're Naruto. Naruto froze. How do you know my name? The figure smiled. Because I've been watching you. Naruto's Byakugan activated. The golden rings spun, and what he saw made him completely speechless. The stranger's chakra was connected to his own. Not through blood, not through Kurama, but through time itself. The stranger whispered, "You and I." He stepped forward. "Are connected." Naruto clenched his fists. "Who are you?" The stranger smiled. "My name." He paused. "Is Shiro." Naruto stared. Kagaya's expression became furious. "Shiro." Naruto looked at her. "You know him." Kagaya said nothing. Shiro laughed. "She knows exactly who I am." Naruto looked between them. "Then tell me." Shiro's eyes turned golden. "I am the one who was created when your Byakugan first awakened." Naruto's expression changed. "What?" Shiro smiled. "When you were born." He pointed toward Naruto's eyes. "The timeline created me." Naruto's breathing stopped. "You were there." "Not physically." Shiro stepped closer. "But my existence began the moment your eyes opened." Naruto stared. Shiro continued. "You were given the Byakugan. I was given the knowledge behind it. You inherited the Uzumaki blood. I inherited the power beyond it." Naruto clenched his fists. "Then why were you sealed?" Shiro looked toward Kagaya. "Because she was afraid of me." Kagaya's expression darkened. Naruto looked at her. "Why?" Shiro smiled. "Because I know how to kill an Otsutsuki." Silence. Even Madara, who had followed them into the dimension, looked shocked. Kagaya raised her hand. "Enough." Shiro smiled. "You're too late." Naruto's Byakugan began glowing brighter. The golden rings expanded again. A third ring appeared. Then a fourth. Naruto felt a massive surge of chakra. Kurama shouted. "Naruto." "What?" "Your eyes." Naruto looked at his reflection in the broken ground. The Byakugan had changed. It was no longer simply pale. Golden rings surrounded his pupils. A strange pattern appeared around them. Shiro smiled. "Now you've awakened it." Naruto looked at him. "What?" "The true Uzumaki Byakugan." Naruto's chakra exploded. The entire dimension shook. Kagaya's eyes widened. Madara stared in disbelief. Jiraiya whispered, "Naruto." Tsunade looked at Orochimaru. "Is this what you were talking about?" Orochimaru smiled. "No." His eyes remained fixed on Naruto. "This is far beyond what I expected." Naruto floated slightly above the ground. Golden chakra surrounded him. Kurama stood behind him. Sage energy flowed through his body. His Byakugan could now see the structure of dimensions. He could see chakra origins. He could see seals. He could see connections between souls. And most terrifying of all, he could see the future. Not one future. Thousands. Naruto saw worlds where Kagaya won. Worlds where Madara won. Worlds where Naruto died. Worlds where Sasuke became Hokage. Worlds where Konoha was destroyed. Worlds where the tailed beasts disappeared. Then he saw one future that was different. A future where the shinobi world finally achieved peace. Naruto smiled. "I see it." Quote. Jiraiya looked at him. "See what?" "The future." Naruto looked toward Kagaya. "And I choose this one." Kagaya's expression became furious. "You cannot choose destiny." Naruto smiled. "I just did." He raised his hand. The golden chakra around him intensified. Shiro stepped beside him. "You aren't alone." Naruto looked at him. "Then let's finish this." Shiro nodded. Kagaya opened dozens of portals. Madara activated his strongest form. The dimension began collapsing. Jiraiya prepared his strongest technique. Tsunade gathered chakra. Orochimaru summoned countless snakes. Minato raised his flying Raijin Kunai. Itachi activated his Sharingan. Kakashi prepared his Reikiri. Kurama roared. And Naruto stood at the center. The boy who had been born with the Byakugan. The boy who had inherited the Uzumaki bloodline. The boy who had been raised to understand strength, knowledge and compassion. Now stood before the ancestor of chakra herself. Naruto looked at Kagaya. "This world doesn't belong to you." Kagaya's eyes turned cold. "It belongs to me." Naruto smiled. "No." His Byakugan blazed. "It belongs to everyone." And then, Naruto disappeared. The final battle began.